You keep pushing me inside, but I can't break through. There's no talking to you. Your whole crew just ran off on a long run.
They did?
Yeah. What are we doing today?
Doing a good tempo workout in.
Well, all right, let's do it. They're gonna think you're an influencer. Hey, fellas.
Hold on.
That was a warm-up?
4 more minutes on the warm-up, and then 15 minutes at tempo, a little 5-minute chiller, then 10 minutes at tempo, and then back to the track for a little bit of speed.
Okay.
Perceived exertion 7 or 8.
Okay. About a minute left. A little bit hotter than I wanted to go, but Parker is fast. Ah. How'd it feel?
Oh, it's a great day.
Yeah. Another 10-minute segment?
Sure.
Done. Oh, much too hot. Back in it. Oh, we're done.
I'm from a small town of like 1,400, 1,500 people. It's a town in Virginia called Clintwood. Ended up in Austin. Once my wife and I met, she's a travel occupational therapist. Once we met, we moved around quite a bit, state to state for probably around a year. Landed in Austin. And I had been wearing Atreyu for, since 2020, since the year it came out. Saw the Atreyu run group on Instagram and I was like, man, once we get to Austin, we got to start running with them. Ran with you guys for like 3 months, and then you offered me a job, so now we're staying in Austin. Last man standing the week before Thanksgiving. It's going to be a backyard ultra. So 4-ish miles every hour on the hour. The goal is to win. I mean, we'll see what happens, but yeah, the goal is to win it. A race like this is pretty conducive to getting a distance PR, especially if you're even somewhat competitive. It kind of brings everything out in you. So we're finished up here.
Tried a few new things this week. Nothing too crazy, but I'll take the back end of this episode to explain what I've been up to. Kind of getting a rhythm for the vlog, kind of understanding a flow of how I want it to go, seeing if I can over time enhance the videography and the editing and the little things. So you've probably seen me try a few things in the previous episodes, and I'm having a lot of fun doing it. In this episode, I decided to use my Universal Audio Luna recording DAW or digital audio workstation and create the music. Usually I use Epidemic Sound, and I have I think it's like $50 a month or something around there. I have a license to use other people's music, and it's great and it's awesome. But I miss the creation part of my previous life when I studied music and played music and produced a lot of music. So it's fun to kind of knock the cobwebs off of the music endeavors through the vlog. So I'm going to try and adapt more of these original compositions. I really like the way that they came out. It takes me a little bit more time, maybe a little too much to take on every week, but it gives me a lot of joy doing it. So, and actually got some additions to my camera, which I'm real pumped about. I wanted to learn about focus pulling and using a manual lens. My grandpa gave me an old vintage Leica R-mount lens, and it's a 50mm, and I've just enjoyed using it. So I used that for the B-roll section for the run club that you saw on the Monday part, which came out really cinematic, and I was kind of pumped about that. So I'm going to start incorporating some of these moves. What we practice, we become. I want to be a good videographer. I want to put beautiful cinematic pieces together when I can, and I'm going to have a lot of fun doing it. And it's going to help me turn the camera not on myself but on other people and kind of get into that rhythm. So I hope you enjoy that. Use the same manual lens with Sean in the storage unit, and it was a little wobbly, so I had to use a warp stabilizer in Premiere Pro, which is no good. I need to figure out, my camera doesn't have in-body stabilization, so I either need to use the GoPro, or I need to use my gimbal, or use the tripod. I really love the tripod. So all in all, leaning into creativity and beauty in the vlog. Quick check-in, I forgot to mention, we're about to enter into race model launch territory. We're within a few weeks of the launch, so I'm gonna start to incorporate these things into Atreyu in a big way. And next week, instead of a weekly vlog, or I might supplement it, I'm not really sure yet, it depends on how busy I get. Next week you might see me upload a video about my personal story about getting into sobriety and that path and how it led me to create Atreyu. I usually don't talk about stuff like that because I feel it's a little clickbaity. Anyway, I'm kind of nervous about putting it out. Frankly speaking, that's like my biggest fear, is to come across being disingenuous, because we work so freaking hard at everything that we do. but it was time. It was time for me to try and put together this story. I tried to condense it. I hope you enjoy the video when I do put that one out. I hope it makes you feel good about tackling huge goals, because huge goals are just a series of tiny little victories strung together in a meaningful way. That's the deal. That's what this whole thing is about. Ironically, it's about shoes, it's about performance, but it's about a lot more than that. It's about our love for creation again, creativity, leaning into what gives us fulfillment. Running is a tool, a self-realization tool, a beautiful performance tool, like all of it. It's hard to articulate, and I hope this vlog over time will, distill the emotions of what we're going for. That's the ultimate thing. I could never figure out how to do it in the noise and Instagram and all this stuff. So here we are on another episode, really hitting our stride with this, learning a lot. So much gratitude. Catch you later.